Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new unit in depth. I'm reviewing the Chaos Space Marine Codex. Heavy support, only 3 units to finish, and now it's time for the Chaos Land Rider. This is one of the most famous tanks. We have also the version from the Loyal Space Marines. Here we are going to analyze the Chaos Land Rider that we have in the um, Chaos Space Marines. So it's costing 230 points and have ballistic skill 4, um, armor 4 in all, 14, sorry, in all the sides, and 4 hull points is a vehicle tank transport, and yeah, you only can purchase one in the unit for 230 points. It's equipped with twin-link heavy bolter, two twin-link less cannons, searchlight, smoke launchers. It's an assault vehicle, can have 10 models and can take options from the Chaos vehicle equipment. To be fair, if you use this tank, you use it as it comes. I don't think you want to spend even more points uh, adding more features. This tank have two roles on the battlefield. The first role and the one that I think is designed for is to bring a assault unit into the combat as fast as possible and under the protection of the armor 14. So really is a tank that wants to rush into the enemy to disembark the unit that is inside, and inside you want to have something that it can be quite strong in close combat or can work in close range. Normally, it was designed for Terminators, so you can put inside 4 Terminators, for example, and a character on Terminator armor. Remember, Terminators are bulky, you only can put 5 instead of 10. You also can use this transport to put inside Berserkers or to put inside a unit of Possess or something that you want really to assault. And because have the assault vehicle special rule, he can do this role quite well. The problem I see here is that then you are paying for two twin wingless cannons and a heavy bolter that is not going to use during the first turns. So normally during the first turns, there is, I would say, it as I say, have two roles. You can use the first turn to be more tactical, depending on the battle, of course. You can use him as a support tank during the first 2 turns and then assault, or you can do the other way around. You can rise the Land Rider into the assault and then disembark the unit, and after the unit is disembarked, can play the role of being a supporting tank with the two last cannons and the heavy bolter. To be fair, today two last cannons and heavy bolter is not a really strong support. We have tanks that have much better support, for example, Vindicator, and this and or the Predator. So this is what sometimes I'm not. It's not a tank that I'm very fan of. It's not a tank that I really is the first option on my list, unless I'm playing more fluff or I'm playing more casual and I want to use the Land Rider to deliver some unit that I want in close combat. Uh, if you don't use the transport, I think if you don't use the transport option, you're losing a lot of points. Of course, the Land Rider have 4 hull points and armor 14 all around. It's making him quite strong and quite resilient. It's not easy to kill, especially with the new table for vehicles. You have to be very careful on enemy melta weapons. These ones will kill land riders in the same way that they kill any other vehicle. Armor 14 or Armor 12 is not making a big difference against melta shots. Uh, on the long distances, there is not too many weapons that even a las cannon have not a lot of opportunities to destroy a Land Rider or to make damage as you go on 5. So Armor 14 really is making him resilient, is making him very resilient in the long distance, and you have to be careful when you go into the close to the enemy, because then the Melta and other weapons specialized in anti-vehicles have a more important role there and can destroy the Land Rider much easily. So this is also another drawback I find. So you pay a lot of points for a transport with a big armor, but then you are forced to go close to the enemy because you want to disembark this unit into the close combat, putting the tank in a more I will say weak position, or in a more vulnerable position, I will say, than you wanted. Can really be the head of your spearhead with a unit inside, but be aware that normally when you use that, it's going to be a big points battle. You were talking about because you will have about 500 points between the Land Rider and the unit inside, or at least 400 points, depending on the unit you put inside. But you will be in the range between 400 to 500 points with the Land Rider and the unit and the transport unit. A low cost, a battle with low points, the Land Rider can be a surprise, because normally people when play low cost or low points is not expecting a Land Rider, and there it can make the difference, because it's not going to be too many weapons that can kill the Land Rider easily, and can be really something very difficult for your enemy to destroy. Armies that the Land Rider will not perform well. Normally will not perform well against Necrons, because Necrons don't care about how strong is your armor. They can use the Gauss rifles and destroy you just on Gauss shooting. Uh, Against Eldar you have to be careful. They have lances that will reduce this armor 14 into 12, so you will lose points there, paying points that are not useful. Against Space Marines or against Imperial Guard, I think it's still quite useful. There is, and you have to be careful with the melt and short range, but the long distance weapons, even the missile launchers and all this type of stuff, are not going to kill the Land Rider easily. And with four hull points, it's making him resilient. You always can use the how it's called this guy the I forgot now the name. Excuse me one moment. You can always use the Warsmith and to try to repair if it's needed, but then you're still adding more and more points. So I will say how I use this is as the a unit that is a disruptive that you want to solve, and you want to be as much damage as possible, taking into account that most likely you will use the unit and you will lose most likely the Land Rider. But this unit, these 500 points that you will invest there, will be important distraction for the rest of your army, position correctly, and be able to control better the battlefield. Uh, I don't think Land Rider will, yeah, unless you are lucky, I don't think will do damage to kill 230 points, because I think the main important point is that the unit inside is paying back the cost of points that you are investing there. You want to create a distraction, you want to create as much damage as you want in the enemy lines as a suicidal attack. If you use them more conservative, you can keep the Land Rider and the unit for last turns, when they can really move the balance in your favor and make the this Land Rider and the unit inside much more decisive, maybe at the end of the battle, when the enemy will not have too many weapons on the battlefield, and the Land Rider will be safer. So this is the two ways I see. Can yeah, if it's really big battle, you can have two of them and then two units, but then means that you're really investing in maybe that half of the army. So yeah, it's a strong vehicle. It's very rootable, can be very resilient, but also a lucky shot can destroy the Land Rider, or can immobilize the Land Rider, and then Land Rider immobilized is almost losing all the role. So it's going to be a useless vehicle and mainly used for cover. And I think that's all. Please let me know what do you think. I know that is an iconic tank. in both armies, in Chaos Space Marines and in the Loyal Space Marines. But I want to know from your side, what do you think about the Chaos Land Rider? Are you using it? No? Yes? What is the uses you give to him? You prefer him using as a transport in the first turns and rush to the close combat, or you prefer him to use it in a more conservative way, shooting from the distance in the first turns and just going into the combat in the or deploying the unit inside just in the last turns? Of course, I always see this as a hybrid between transport and supportive tank. I don't see the Land Rider is worth pay the points if you are not going to transport. If you don't transport any unit inside, I don't think it's worth the points that you're paying for that. I think it's better than to use Predators or Vindicators. That's all for now. Please leave your comment below, like if you have liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. As usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.